Alrighty guys, in today's video I'm going to be taking you through two cheap Amazon kind of Temu tools that are essential if you have a race car and that I've tested and do work very, very well. So we'll put tool number 2 away and we will start with tool number 1. And this is an oil filter cutter. I'll give you guys the link in the description. Now the purpose of the oil filter cutter is obviously for cutting your oil filter open. You may ask, why don't I use something like an angle grinder? And the reason is, if you use anything that's abrasive, that abrasive gets into the filter and then you can't really cut it open and determine what came out of your engine. So the purpose of this is to cut your oil filter open so you can observe the contents. You can look in the, the filtering material inside, and you can see how your engine, how happy is your engine. So you'll be able to see things like, is there bearing material? Is there cam material? I do this all the time, especially now that I'm, starting to race and use this, use the Mustang a lot more. So why don't I just get into showing you what it works, or how it works, mind you, what's inside of my filter, and then we can do a quick analysis on that. But yeah, this is a essential tool, especially if you think something's wrong with your engine. First thing I always do is cut the filter. So let me show you how it works. Alright, so first things first, I have a really clean drain pan here, as clean as I can kind of make it, and I will take the filter and I will just dump out what I see in there. And show you guys, I don't know, looks pretty typical to me, kind of smells like oil. So we open up the filter cutter, goes on this way. Let's get it set up here. Okay, so you'll see there is a kind of a little blade down here, 2 bearings on this side. It works just like a tube cutter, and you just go around, tighten it up a bit, go around, tighten it up a little more. And you just keep doing this. I believe you can buy replacement blades for these as well if you use it too many times. This is also kind of a stressful thing, to be honest with you, because you never know what you're going to find in here. It's a great way to tell if you've got a bad bearing. Okay, so you see the filter just comes apart like so. That's the threaded part that goes onto your car, so throw that off to the side. This is the filter material itself, so just drain it out. This is inside the can itself. And without even going any further, yeah, I mean, I can tell you this is very normal. This is about what you expect to see in there. So you'll see a little, like this engine, honestly, this engine is super clean. This is actually very clean. So you're always going to see a little bit of something in there. It's metal on metal, lots of metal on metal inside of your engine, right? So totally not uncommon to see what we're seeing here. Yeah, I mean, I don't see anything alarming. When these are bad, you'll do this, and this will look like you're gold panning inside. It's literally that bad. So that's good. I'll take this stuff, and I will grab an X-Acto knife quick. Okay, so with your X-Acto knife, I like to just get one with a better blade than this. So we're just cutting through this filter paper here. Come back to this side, we're cutting right here. You just kind of go around like so. So you have this one kind of metal seam, so usually I just make a cut and a cut, and then theoretically should be able to take this out. There we go. That was really painful. Yeah, that blade on a knife is not very good. So the next thing you'll do, you'll pull all this filter material out, kind of observe as you go. Don't worry, I'm going to lay this out on the table for you, show you what it looks like. Alright, so we have got our filter cut. Just take a look down into these riffles here. You'll see there are little specks, you know, tiny little pieces. This looks much more dramatic zoomed in. This is my old school camera that's actually super good. So all this like pieces of carbon, little, I mean, this is nothing special. At a glance, if you look at it, I mean, this is to me at least, this is a very typical filter. This is a pretty clean motor. So you see the odd little piece. I mean, we've got rockers, you know, riding on top of valve springs. We've got, you know, obviously valve train stuff flying around. We've got pistons and rods flying around. There's lots of different things here. Obviously any junk left over from the motor was built, but all in all, I would say this filter is very good and this is very clean. And so when you have a bearing problem, this thing will look like you've been gold, like literally if you watch that Gold Rush TV show, this looks like you're gold panning. When you have a bad bearing, these will just be totally plugged and full of coppery, you know, goldy looking material. So if you have an issue, you know, with like a camshaft or something hardened, this will be just littered, absolutely littered with metal. So yeah, I would say that about sums it up for the filter cutter. That is a great tool. It's something you guys can all easily afford. They're maybe about 30 bucks Canadian. Works super good. I use it all the time. So yeah, that was my number one, would recommend it. So yeah, let's check out tool number 2. Alright, so our second tool is this guy. This is a spark plug gapping tool. Oops. I use this thing all the time. The purpose of this is to adjust the gap on the end of the spark plug. It obviously only closes it. Now normally you see people at the track and they'll be tapping their plugs like this. The nice thing about this guy, other than the fact that it's slightly too short, is I just take a piece of aluminum, put the plug in here like so. Just snug this up. Right here. You snug it up like so. Zoom in. There we are. You can see that. So what you do, for this plug, for example, I'm going to want an 18th thou gap, so we take something a little bit smaller, like this 16, put it in, and you just tighten it up until the feeler is snug. Like that's pretty snug. We would loosen it off, feeler out, and we can check the gap. That's like 20. Anyways, I think you guys get the idea of how this guy works. Essentially, plug goes in. I gotta zoom out for you here. There we go. Essentially, the plug goes in. I have a little spacer block that goes in here. Put your feeler gauge inside, tighten it down, and you keep doing so until your plug is exactly the right gap. Now, this is super quick and easy, especially if you're doing 16 plugs. So this one will save you a lot of time and a lot of grief. So honestly, for the whatever 20 bucks this thing is, I highly encourage you to grab one of these and try it out. It's one of the things that you'll use more than anything. And yeah, for a cheap Amazon Temu tool, works totally great. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video on my cheap Amazon tools. If you've got any suggestions for anything else you'd like to see, as always, let me know. But I do like to share kind of some of these different tools and tips and tricks things. It seems like these are the most popular videos I make. So yeah, thanks for checking out the channel. We'll see you on the next one.